Amid the current wave of technological tensions, NVIDIA, a privately owned company that does not directly manufacture chips, has emerged as a coveted prize that both the United States and China are eager to control. Washington seeks to retain NVIDIA as a strategic asset, while Beijing is exploring every possible avenue to access its technology, whether through market channels, investments, or indirect methods. However, China is not solely reliant on acquiring foreign technology. For over a decade, it has been quietly pursuing a long-term strategy, carefully investing in key pieces of the puzzle. Despite facing a series of U.S. sanctions, China remains steadfast in its ambition for semiconductor self-reliance, a dream that is increasingly within reach as a wave of domestic chip factories rises to prominence. A country that once depended almost entirely on imported chips now holds strategic cards in the global chip race, a game where the prize is not just billions of dollars in revenue, but technological, military, and economic power in the 21st century. China's semiconductor industry is growing so rapidly that some Western experts admit, if unchecked in just a decade, China will redefine the entire global semiconductor map. From SMIC with its ambition to catch up to 7 nanometers, YMTC's breakthrough in NAND flash, to names like CXMT and Hua Hong quietly nibbling at various market segments, China is no longer on the sidelines. It is rewriting the rules of the game. So, which factories are behind this rapid breakthrough? Let's explore with Top 10 Discoveries Official, the top 5 largest semiconductor factories in China, the technological fortresses quietly changing the world, that will be revealed right after this. 5. SMIC Shanghai Fab, China's mainstay chip production fortress. Located on the bustling Zhangjiang Road in the Pudong New area, SMIC Shanghai Fab is not just a chip manufacturing plant, but the nerve center of China's entire semiconductor strategy. It is the first and largest factory of SMIC, the company currently holding the position of the world's third largest chip foundry as of 2024, after TSMC and Samsung. SMIC Shanghai Fab operates 2 parallel production lines for 200mm and 300mm wafers, with an estimated capacity of about 300,000 8-inch equivalent wafers per month, contributing nearly 1/3 of SMIC's total output. The products shipped from here range from traditional logic chips to specialized chips for consumer electronics, autonomous vehicle technology, 5G telecommunications, and artificial intelligence. Beyond mature technologies, SMIC Shanghai Fab created a seismic event in the global semiconductor industry by successfully producing the 7-nanometer Kirin 9000S chip, featured in the Huawei Mate Air 60 Pro smartphone. Remarkably, this entire process was achieved using only DUV equipment, without the need for EUV technology, which has been blocked by the US since 2019. SMIC Shanghai Fab is even experimenting with producing chips at the 5-nanometer process node, using re-engineered technology from older DUV machines, a rare technical feat in the world. SMIC has expanded its production network at a dizzying pace, operating more than 12 factories across China and planning to build at least 10 more facilities in the coming years. The Shanghai factory alone recorded capital expenditures of $2.135 billion in 2023, up 17.2% from the previous year, mainly for upgrading technology and domesticating production equipment. By 2025, SMIC plans to inject an additional $7.5 billion to expand production capacity, focusing particularly on Shanghai and Tianjin. The massive financial resources behind SMIC Shanghai Fab come from Chinese state funds, such as the Big Fund and Datang Holdings. With this support, SMIC has become an impregnable fortress in the strategy of semiconductor technology self-reliance, where nearly 50% of the board seats were once held by individuals linked to the government. The influence of SMIC Shanghai Fab extends beyond technology to global geopolitics. Added to the U.S. entity list in 2020 for suspected ties to the defense sector, SMIC Shanghai Fab continues to expand and develop by exploiting loopholes in supply chains and international export regulations. The silent launch of the Huawei Mate 60 Pro with the Kirin 9000S chip manufactured at this very factory has sent shockwaves throughout the global semiconductor industry. It not only challenges the effectiveness of Western embargoes, but also demonstrates that China, with facilities like SMIC Shanghai Fab, is very close to achieving complete self-reliance in advanced chip technology, a prospect that many countries have tried to prevent for over a decade. Fourth, SMIC Beijing Fab, China's iron fist in the advanced chip race, located at number 18 Wencheng Avenue in the Beijing Economic Technological Development Area. A SMIC Beijing Fab, also known as SMIC Jingcheng, is steadily becoming one of the most advanced chip manufacturing centers in China. This is a 300mm 12-inch wafer fabrication plant focused entirely on advanced node technologies like 14 nanometers and 7 nanometers, with the goal of accelerating applications in AI, telecommunications, and high-performance computing. The production capacity of this factory is estimated at approximately 250,000 8-inch equivalent wafers per month, a huge number, playing a key role in SMIC's advanced chip manufacturing expansion plan. When operating at full capacity, SMIC Beijing Fab is expected to reach 100,000 300mm wafers per month, making it one of the largest 7-nanometer chip production strongholds outside of TSMC and Samsung. This is SMIC's first facility focused on producing advanced AI chips, serving key customers such as Huawei with its Ascend 91C series, a direct competitor to NVIDIA's products in the supercomputing and AI cloud sectors. The presence of this factory allows China to significantly reduce its dependence on foreign foundries, especially as technological tensions with the US continue to rise. In terms of expansion scale, SMIC Beijing Fab was built in 2 major phases, with strong support from state investments. Notably, approximately 30 to 40% of the equipment used by the factory comes from domestic suppliers such as YMTC, Kingsemi, and Nora, clearly demonstrating a supply chain localization strategy aimed at minimizing the impact of international embargoes. Despite pressure from export restrictions on advanced equipment from the US and the Netherlands, SMIC Beijing Fab continues to advance. The factory is experimenting with the 5-nanometer process based on DUV technology, with mass production plans delayed by only 1 to 2 quarters. A remarkable feat considering the lack of access to ASML's EUV machines. In this context, SMIC Beijing still contributes to SMIC's network of over 50,000 personnel in 10 factories, with the group's total revenue in Q4 2023 expected to reach $1.64 to $1.67 billion. The influence of SMIC Beijing Fab is not limited to production, but extends to the entire domestic technology ecosystem. With 84% of revenue coming from Chinese customers in Q3 2023, this factory plays a central role in strengthening national technological capabilities while serving as a strong statement about China's future semiconductor autonomy. 3. YMTC Wuhan Fab, China's digital memory forge. Located in Wuhan, Hebei, the heart of China's heavy industry and high technology, YMTC Wuhan Fab is the name reshaping the entire balance of power in the global memory storage industry. This factory specializes in manufacturing 300mm 12-inch wafers, with its flagship product being advanced 3D NAND memory chips, including 232-layer technology and progressing towards 294 layers, numbers that make both Samsung and Micron wary. The production capacity of YMTC Wuhan Fab is currently around 100,000 300mm wafers per month, equivalent to 225,000 converted 8-inch wafers. This is not just a factory, but a strategic fortress in China's data storage self-sufficiency plan, especially in sensitive areas such as AI, data centers, and smartphones. In 2022, YMTC accounted for 6% of the global NAND market share, an astonishing rate of breakthrough in the face of stringent embargoes from the USX, tacking 3.0 technology, exclusive to YMTC, brought the company to the pinnacle when it successfully produced the world's most advanced 232-layer NAND chip in 2023. The Zhitai T 601TB commercial SSD product equipped with YMTC's 232-layer NAND, not only achieved breakthrough performance, but also forced Western companies to reconsider China's true capabilities in the field of memory. The influence of YMTC Wuhan fab goes beyond technology. With Apple testing YMTC's NAND chips for the iPhone 14, the Wuhan factory has almost broken into the most sophisticated global supply chain previously reserved exclusively for Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron. Regarding expansion strategy, YMTC received a huge investment of $7 billion in 2023 from state investors, raising its registered capital to 105 billion RMB, double the previous amount. YMTC's 2030 vision is even more ambitious: to reach a capacity of 1 million wafers per month, with 3 production centers in Wuhan operating at full capacity by 2025. To cope with sanctions, YMTC launched the Wudongshan project, a top-secret initiative to use 100% localized equipment, in cooperation with partners such as Nora Technology and AMIC. A team of more than 800 experts was mobilized just to review the entire supply chain and replace every component originating from the US. This is not just defense, it is an active transformation, showing the determination to evolve in adversity. YMTC Wuhan Fab also continuously strengthens its technological position by announcing nearly 20 new patents in 2025, focusing on improvements that optimize computing performance and chip structure. Another shocking move, Tech Insights confirmed that YMTC's 232-layer NAND chip was the most advanced technology in the world in 2023, surpassing giants like Intel and Micron. Even Samsung, the NAND market leader, is planning to apply YMTC's X-stacking patent to its next-generation NAND chips, scheduled for mass production in the second half of 2025. A tacit admission that, in the global digital storage race, Wuhan has become a force to be reckoned with. Although the US officially imposed an embargo on YMTC from December 2022, the factory still launched products such as the GTIT 600 SSD in July 2023, a silent but extremely powerful response, demonstrating the extraordinary adaptability and resilience of China's semiconductor industry. 2. CXMT Hefei Fab, China's DRAM fortress, located in Hefei, the capital of Anhui Province. CXMT Hefei Fab has emerged as a new symbol of China's semiconductor technology ambitions. This factory specializes in producing 300mm 12-inch wafers, focusing entirely on DRAM memory chips, an indispensable foundation for computers, servers, mobile devices, and most recently, AI systems. As of 2025, CXMT Hefei Fab has reached an estimated capacity of approximately 120,000 300mm wafers per month, equivalent to 270,000 converted 8-inch wafers, a figure that shows a meteoric growth from just 20,000 wafers a month in 2019 to 40,000 in mid-2020, and then tripling within 5 years. This is not just a step forward in scale, but also an affirmation of the determination to break the monopoly of SK Hynix, Micron, and Samsung in the global DRAM arena. CXMT does not simply produce traditional LPDDR4 and DDR4 lines, but is also pioneering the development of LPDDR5 chips, and especially HBM high-bandwidth memory, a high-speed memory specifically for AI, high-performance computing, and data center applications. Ramping up HBM production by the end of 2025 will turn CXMT into a formidable competitor to giants like SK Hynix and Samsung in this strategic segment. One factor that makes CXMT Hefei Fab special is its rare exception advantage. It is not on the US embargo list. This allows CXMT to access advanced production equipment, from high-end DUV lithography machines to new generation wafer testing equipment, creating a superior advantage over other Chinese semiconductor companies that are being blockaded, such as SMIC or YMTC. Backed by the National Big Fund and strong funding from the Anhui provincial government, the Hefei factory is continuously expanding its production lines, with the ambition to not only serve domestic demand, which already accounted for 31% of the global DRAM market in 2020, but also to compete internationally. In terms of technology, CXMT is currently producing DRAM using the 19-nanometer process and is gradually shifting to more advanced technology nodes, such as 17 nanometers. Key product lines such as LPDDR4, DDR4 8 gigabits, and LPDDR5 are all produced directly at this factory with high stability and performance sufficient to meet the standards of the most demanding customers. The massiveness of CXMT Hefei fab is not only reflected in its production scale, but also in its speed of innovation. The company is working closely with Chinese technology corporations to develop the first generation of domestic HBM chips, with the goal of making China a center for high-speed memory production for AI, a field considered the backbone of the artificial intelligence era. In a context where technology superpowers are plunging into the global AI race, CXMT Hefei fab is not just a factory, but a strategic trump card. CXMT's continued expansion and refinement of the high-speed memory production ecosystem will play a key role in the effort to regain technological initiative from the US, South Korea, and Japan. 1. Hua Hong Wuxi Fab. The heart of China's mature chip industry. Located in the center of the Wuxi National High-Tech District in Jiangsu Province, Hua Hong Wuxi Fab is not only the largest 300mm 12-inch wafer fabrication plant of Hua Hong, but also the pride of China's semiconductor industry in the field of mature node technology. With a remarkable capacity reaching 94,500 300mm wafers per month, equivalent to 212,625 converted 8-inch wafers, this factory has firmly established its position in the global supply chain. Unlike SMIC or YMTC, which pursue the advanced technology race, Hua Hong chose its own path, focusing on refining and optimizing mature node technologies such as 65 nanometers, 55 nanometers, and 40 nanometers. These are the backbone technologies for booming fields such as automotive electronics, industrial automation, and the Internet of Things, IoT, where requirements for durability, stability, and low cost are paramount. The factory's key products include power management ICs, analog chips, and embedded non-volatile memory, meeting the strict automotive quality standard AEC-Q 100. The importance of Hua Hong Wuxi Fab is further emphasized by the fact that Hua Hong is currently the second largest chip foundry in China, accounting for 2.6% of the global market share as of 2021. As China's global mature chip market is projected to increase from 31% in 2023 to 39% in 2025. 2027 Hua Hong, with its Wuxi factory as the spearhead, is becoming the leader driving an entire growth trend. Not stopping there, Hua Hong invested an additional $6.7 billion in 2023 to build a second factory in Wuxi, with the goal of pushing the total capacity of the entire area to 100,000 300mm wafers per month. This huge investment is backed by the big fund and local investors, showing the absolute confidence of the Chinese government in Hua Hong's strategic role in the semiconductor self-sufficiency race. The massiveness of Hua Hong Wuxi Fab is not only in its output or technology, but also in its operating network of 7 factories spread throughout China, with a total investment of billions of dollars and an experienced team of engineers. The combination of scale, expertise, and focused strategy has helped Hua Hong become a leading chip supplier for key industries such as electric vehicles, where China is rapidly becoming the world's leading country. A typical example of the factory's influence is that Hua Hong Wuxi Fab is currently supplying power management ICs and analog chips to domestic electric vehicle manufacturers such as BYD, a brand that has risen to the top of the world in electric vehicle sales in 2023. This silent but decisive contribution is gradually consolidating China's key position in the era of booming electric vehicles and IoT. Looking more broadly, while many Western semiconductor factories are struggling with high costs and labor shortages, Hua Hong Wuxi Fab, with strong support from the Chinese government and a strategic position in the supply chain, is becoming a solid wall, ensuring China has the initiative on the global mature chip front. The world is talking about the technology race, but in the shadows, China is not just running, they are building a complete semiconductor ecosystem right before the global eyes, wafer by wafer, nanometer by nanometer. As factories in Shanghai, Beijing, Wuhan, Hefei, and Wuxi rush into production, the question is no longer whether China can make advanced chips, but how many will they make and how quickly? We are witnessing an undertow, silent, cold, but with the power to crush anyone standing in the wrong position. In the 21st century semiconductor battle, these factories are not just casting chips. They are recasting the global power order. Who do you think will win? Who will be left behind? Leave your thoughts right below. I read all the comments. If you found this video provided a fresh and sharp perspective, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because the journey to discover the hottest technological, geopolitical secrets in the world is just beginning. Top 10 Discoveries Official will return with more spectacular discoveries, grand projects, and untold stories from around the globe. Goodbye, and see you next time.